going to work on graphing quadratic functions. Quadratic functions all have an x squared in them, and they all make a specific kind of shape. The easiest way to do this is just to make a t-chart with an x and a y. We choose some numbers to plug in for x. So I'm going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And then we solve for y for each of those coordinates. So the first one I'm going to do is -2. I'm going to plug -2 in for every x in the whole equation. For this one, there's only one of them. So I'll do -2 squared plus 3. So I just replace the x with the -2. If you're going to use your calculator, it's important that you remember to put the -2 in parentheses and the square on the outside, or the exponent of 2 on the outside. This tells your calculator you mean -2 times -2 instead of meaning the opposite of 2 squared. So we do -2 times -2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. If I plot that point, I start at the origin, and then since my 2 is negative, I go 2 to the left, and then up 7, because the 7 is positive. Next, I do the same thing, but with the -1. So I plug -1 in place of the x, square it, and add 3. -1 times -1 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So I'm going to go 1 to the left, up 4. Then I do the same with the 0. So 0 squared plus 3. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0, up 3. Then I do the same thing, but with a positive 1. So I do 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So I go 1 to the right, up 4. And last, I do the same thing, but with a positive 2. So I'm going to do 2 squared plus 3. 2 squared means 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. So I'm going to go 2 to the right and then up 7. And this is going to make a U shape. So our U shape has got a fancy name, and it's called a parabola. So parabola is spelled P-A-R-A-B-O-L-A. And then there are some additional vocabulary terms that you need to be familiar with. Y-intercept is still the same as it was when we were graphing linear functions. Y-intercept just means the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Well, in this case, it's a parabola, so it's the point where the parabola crosses the y-axis. It happens to be right here at the point 0, 3. This is our y-intercept. In this case, 0, 3 is also called our vertex. So this is our vertex. Vertex is either the bottom of your U shape or the top of your U shape. So if it were turned upside down like this, our vertex would be up here at the top. So this one, the vertex is at the bottom. When the vertex is at the bottom, it's the minimum point on the graph. When the vertex is at the top, this is the maximum point on our parabola, or the maximum point on our graph. The axis of symmetry, or the line of symmetry, is going to be the place where you could fold that U shape, or that parabola, right in half, and it would have a reflection. So this is called the line of symmetry. So every quadratic function has all of these, and there's a few other things that we'll talk about in a minute. So if you haven't got all this copied down yet on your paper, you need to pause the video, fill out the table, fill out the graph, make sure that you can do it okay. The next